What's up, gamers? It's your boy Launchpad 1412. Excited to be back with some Madden 25 gameplay here. I got a classical online ranked match against a random opponent. My opponent has the Seattle Seahawks. As you can see, I have the Chicago Bears, Jay Cutler and company, Brandon Marshall and company, man. This game is a classic, man. This game is a classic, outstanding game. I think you guys are absolutely going to love this game. These are the type of games that I absolutely love playing on, putting on my channel. And this one went all the way down to the wire. All the way down to the wire. Great game. PS3 online ranked match. Let's go, man. Check out this run right here, man. By Marshall unless he breaks a 28-yard game, breaks that tackle. And he breaks another tackle right here by Melton. Melton tried to tackle him right there. I forgot Melton was on the team as he falls out of bounds right there. The boy Marshall on this next play, he gets it to Perry Harvin on the left hand side. Another 28-yard game by my opponent. Next play finds Golden Tate on the right. I'm like, oh my goodness, this dude is rolling, man. Jumped over my hit stick and ended up bringing the ball all the way down to the 1. So he hands up to Marshall unless and he gets his first touchdown of the game. It's the first touchdown of the game, period. So my opponent's up 7. I got to try to find a way to come back. Look at this, man. I try to throw it up to Marshawn Lynch on the right hand side. I'm sorry, not Marshawn Lynch, but Brandon Marshall against Sherman. And Sherman ends up batting that down. Great job on my opponent's part. I'm trying to figure out a way to get down the field, man. Trying to mix it up a little bit of run, a little bit of pass. 3rd down and 9 right here. Check out this play. Brandon Marshall not only catches the ball, stomps all over my man as he's catching the ball, and he ends up running in for a touchdown. Brandon Marshall had 147 yards in this contest, man. He was an absolute beast. Had a great time playing with Marshall on this in this game. So now it's my opponent's turn to burn. Let's see what they got, man, on this drive. My opponent was tough. I think my opponent was tough for me, especially in the beginning, because sometimes when you play people that you're unfamiliar with, you don't know what they're going to do, and they're halfway decent, they just have the tendency to be difficult, man. I think this was one of those games, especially in the first half, where I just couldn't figure out what this guy was going to do. And it seemed like towards the second half, he or she started to dumb things down to about 2 or 3 plays, but they still were kind of difficult to defend. So let's see what I can do, man. Look at that catch right there, man. Hey, Bostic was on him, man. Bostic stuck with him the whole time. He stuck with Percy Harvin pretty much that whole play right there. So you gotta give Bostic a lot of credit, man. Check out this, man. 2nd down and 17. Marshall Lynch breaks like 5 tackles right there to get the first down. First down to go. He hands it off to the beast again, man. He is an absolute monster to try to tackle. He's like the one guy. He's the hardest person to running back to tackle in this game, in my opinion. Marshawn Lynch is, without a shadow of a doubt, in my opinion, the hardest running back to tackle in this game, man. Speaking of running backs, man, Michael Bush had 60 yards in this game on the ground. Matt Forte had 43 yards on the ground. So I had 103 yards rushing. I kind of like that, having that balanced attack. Jay Cutler had 255 yards passing. So that's a nice little even balanced attack, man. I really prefer to have that in my games that I play. Look at this nice play by Michael Bush. His only receiving catch of the day. He had 16 yards in that catch, man. He was an absolute beast on that play, man. Actually, yeah, he was a beast all game, man. He had a really good game. Like I said, 60 yards. Rushing, 16 yards, receiving, not bad. Flashing fake to the right here. I actually ended up taking the sack because no one was open. I didn't want to force it, especially on Seattle, man. You don't want to just be throwing up anything. Seattle will pick you off. Halfback draw right here. I end up getting shut down. 3rd down and goal. Check out this play right here to Marshawn Lynch. I'm sorry, I keep calling him Marshawn Lynch to Brandon Marshall, man. Brandon Marshall has 2 catches, 2 touchdowns right now in this game, man. He was just, oh man, he just seemed like someone. Man, I tell you, know what's great about Marshawn Lynch, like Andre Johnson and receivers like of their caliber. They're just people you could throw to, and you can just rely on them, man. So that's awesome to have, you know, when you're playing Madden. Now my opponent has the ball to score 14-14. Going into the second half, you're gonna try to come down and score. Nice little run with Russell Wilson. He didn't run that much with Russell Wilson. I think he ran like 4 times in the game, which is cool for me, man, because the last thing I need is Russell Wilson running out the pocket, causing me all types of havoc. Next play, he kind of throws to the right. He actually went to the right, threw to the left, and Bostic, 70 overall, Bostic ends up getting that interception right there. A little shock that they was able to pull that off, but check out this, man. Speaking of interceptions, man, look at this. The boy Jay Cutler didn't put enough. That was a bad pass. That was a bad pass. That was something I tried to force before the half. So it's not Jay. It's 80% my fault, 20% Jay Cutler's fault, because he didn't put enough air on that pass like I thought he was. I know Jay Cutler has a strong arm, so I thought he was gonna put more air and give me a chance to deflect it, even though I knew it was almost impossible for me to catch that pass. But nonetheless, my opponent has the ball and has a chance to score before the half, and I do not want that to happen. To see if I can stop him, man. He runs to the right here, and look at this, man. He gets a wide open receiver right there, all the way down to the 9, and I'm kind of like wanting to scream right now. I'm thinking like, man, why did I try to throw that crazy pass? Then he ends up getting the touchdown right here to the tight end, man. I'm like, oh my goodness, man. I just can't believe it, man. But check out this, man. Try a heave right here. Let's see if I can get this heave. Brandon Marshall again for the not that time. I thought he had the touchdown right there. I thought he had it, man. Sometimes they catch that, so you gotta try it, man. I really thought he had that heave, but he actually doesn't catch the ball, so I'm down 7.5. You know, I'm feeling good. You know, I scored on him twice. He hasn't stopped me. I haven't stopped him. So I'm just thinking to myself, I just got to keep scoring. I felt like at this point it was going to be a classic because we haven't stopped each other. So I just kind of felt like it's going to be a classic, man. Nice little screen right here. Get the first down. Couldn't juke Sherman right there, man. Couldn't juke Richard Sherman, man. He just is absolute. He's not just good at recovering. He's also good at tackle, man. It's an absolute beast in this game. Check out this, man. I showed you guys. I wanted to show you guys a play. Show you a nice little play break right down right there. As you can see, I was going to do the slant round with Brandon Marshall, but I noticed that my opponent was using the safety, so I sent Brandon Marshall on the streak, and I not only sent him on the streak, I get a nice catch right here, and I also get the touchdown. Brandon Marshall had 3 catches for 147 yards and 3 touchdowns in this contest, man. Nice little Sherlock Holmes move right there, just making the adjustment to what my opponent is doing. Now my opponent has the ball. That was a nice play right there, man. That's actually a pretty good play to run on me, you know, when I'm running my zone. So keep that in mind, man, because my zone kind of does leave that open when you play me. So keep that in mind. Nice little tidbit right there. I can't give you guys no more though. 3rd down 21. Opponent tried. He ended up putting. The first time I stopped, well, actually second time, I forgot about the interception. My opponent ends up putting the ball. 4th down 21. I was kind of shocked a little bit, but at the same time, like, you know, that's a good decision, man. I see this guy's trying to win. Next play right here, Alshon Jeffries gets his first catch of the game, 21 yards right there. Next play, handed off to the boy Matt Forte, man. 95 overall, Matt Forte, man. That's pretty beast. Next play, man. Look at this, man. I find Alshon Jeffries again, man. He kept dropping that safety down, man. So being though he was dropping that safety down, I was just making his adjustments and sending that side on the streak, man. I got 2 beast receivers. When I had the opportunity to use them, I tried my best to use them, man. So Alshon Jeffries had 2 catches for 43 yards and a touchdown, man. So that's 4 touchdowns for Jay Cutler. Check out this, man. I get the user pick finally. Oh my goodness, y'all. I don't know if y'all will ever understand. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna never understand, but my goodness, man, getting that user pick felt so good. I was trying to get one all game. I knew it was possible, but I just kept missing and missing, and I finally, you know, made the shot, man. As far as getting that user pick, man. 4th down to 1 right here. I decided to go for it. I see Alshon Jeffries on the left-hand side, kind of open, but he ends up dropping it. I'm like, oh my goodness. I hit my man with the government cheese route because it was open, and I was so shocked that he dropped it, man. I'm thinking to myself, I should have gave it to Brandon Marshall because Brandon Marshall was open too. And just the left-hand side just looked more open than the right-hand side because he was setting the blitz on that side. So I ended up throwing it to the left, but nonetheless, and I got to try to stop my opponent. Nonetheless, so it scores 28-21. Next play, 1st down to go. He gets an easy touchdown, man. Just walked in there untouched, man. The Seattle Seahawks offensive line was too much for the Chicago Bears defensive line on that play, man. So now it scores 28-28. Under 4 minutes to go in the game, and I gotta come down and score. So right here, I'm thinking I'm just gonna run the ball. I'm not trying to waste time, but I'm just trying to run the ball. So because it seems like the best thing to do, and my running game has been working well. 3rd down and 4 right here. End up getting it to Matt Forte on one of my favorite plays right there. He ends up catching it. Next play, I get it to the boy Michael Bush, who's a beast in his own right. You know, 3rd down and 10 again. I go to one of my bread and butter plays, and the boy Bennett ends up coming through, man. Michael Bennett gets a nice catch, even though I kind of wish he didn't go out of bounds. But at the same time, I'm not trying to run clock. Now it's a minute and some change left. I'm still running the ball, trying to run the ball consistently, you know, just trying to, you know, do what makes sense. Now at this point, once I get the 1st down right here, now I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should try to kill as much clock as I can. So I end up forcing my opponent to use all 3 timeouts, run right up the middle here, so my field goal is easy. Go in the victory formation right there. Nice easy field goal right here. I end up taking this win, man. Whew. Honestly, that's the first time in a long time I think I've had a 4-minute drive in the 4th quarter. That's rare. I usually get down the field pretty quickly, man, but I knew against Seattle Seahawks it was better to run opposed to pass, so I decided to run. And the run was working well. I had 103 yards rushing, so it was working well. I had to use it. You know, you got to think victory over over big plays. Brandon Marshall gets the player of the game. Shout out to my opponent, man. Much love, much respect, man. Shout out to my opponent. My opponent played a fantastic game. You know, outstanding game. You know, outside the game, this is one of those games where someone had to win, someone had to lose, and I end up getting the victory. That's kind of the way I'm going to sum it up. Even though part of the things I was a little bit better in, and I guess it kind of shows with me getting the win. But I think if I played him again, and he probably didn't have Seattle, maybe that score would have been different, man. But let's check out some of the stats, man. Right there, as you can see, passing yards, he had 259 yards total. I had 252. I ended up getting 13 points. As far as the progression, as far as online ranked matches, I don't even know where I'm ranked, man. But look at this, man. 123.2 passer rating, 11 for 17, 255 yards. Jay Cutler, man, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jay Cutler had a beast of a game. Man, Matt Forte, Michael Bush doing their thing. Marshawn Lynch had 37 yards. I kind of thought he had more yards than that means, or he was kind of just beasting a little bit out there. Percy Harvin cashes in 105 yards. I told you about Brandon Marshall having 147 yards, and my boy Alshon Jeffries having 100 having 43 yards. Right here, you can see my record. I haven't showed you guys my record on the PS3. I hope you guys enjoyed the vid. This is your boy Launchpad 1412. I love you guys, and I'm out.